Do you want to introduce Rachel, the creator of the International Day of Visibility? I'm trying to unmute her so she can talk. All right, Rachel.
Hi there. Hi, I'm Rachel Crandall-CROCKER, and I'm Executive Director of Transgender Michigan, and I am founder and organizer of the International Transgender Day of Visibility. And I want to share with you how that all happened. Many years ago, I had an idea. And my idea was, hey, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a day? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a day that we could really celebrate and where we could come together on a worldwide level? Excuse me. I want to say that was never tried before that time. All we had was a holiday called the International Transgender Day of Remembrance. And it's wonderful. What it is, it's a day that we can remember all of our brothers and sisters who were killed just for being trans. However, I wanted a day that would celebrate all of us who are living. So 11 years ago, I actually decided to act on it. I posted on a Facebook page I already had, and I said, hey, everyone, on March 31st, it will be the very first International Transgender Day of Visibility. And you may wonder why I picked that day. I don't have any idea. I wanted a day that would not interfere with the Day of Remembrance and that would not interfere with Pride. And I was thinking it would be a wonderful picker-upper for the very end of winter. So now, I was thinking that maybe one or two people would like my idea. Oy vey. Over a few years, it was freaking everywhere. It wasn't Africa. It wasn't Kuwait. It wasn't Russia. It wasn't Israel. And right now, it's everywhere in the world. A few years ago, I was asked a question how I went about creating an international movement. Well, I wasn't expecting it to become an international movement. I was just wanting a day that would connect us all, and I was waiting for someone else to come up with an idea. And I waited and I waited and I waited, and finally I thought, okay, already. If no one else is going to do it, I will. And so that's how I became the creator of this. I want to say right now, I cannot believe what it has grown into. It has grown into the most important day on the trans calendar, and one of the most important days on the LGBT calendar. Ask me if I was expecting it. No, I was not expecting it at all. However, okay, I guess I started an international movement. One reason for this is that I have a great big mouth. And I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. And what was on my mind was, come on, we need to come together as a whole country. We need to come together as a whole world. Why do we have to be so lonely anymore? And I guess this was a quote of mine. With unity comes power. And I really believe that. If we're all alone, we're not going to have a lot of power. However, if all the loud mouths like me all over the world got it all together, we're going to have a lot of power. And that's exactly what has happened. I want to let you know that I'm not completely fluent. And no, that is not a problem of your internet connection. I talk this way. I have Tourette's. I've talked this way my whole life. And you may ask yourself why. I don't have the freaking idea why. This is exactly how I've always talked. And I want to say, you don't have to be fluent in order to be an activist. You don't need to be fluent to create an international movement. If I could do it, any loudmouth can do it. All of us are activists. Whether we are fluent, whether we are quiet, whether we have a big mouth, we're all activists. And I want us all to come together. And that's exactly what the Day of Visibility is all about. When I was growing up, I thought that I was God's one mistake. I didn't know anybody else like me. That was in the 1960s. Okay, I'm old. I'm sorry. Um, um, I really thought that I was God's one mistake. And it was pretty heavy for an 8-year-old. I tried to come out to my mom and dad, and my mom and dad said that I was the dirtiest thing in the whole world. Well, that was pretty heavy also. Um, you may wonder why I have a big mouth. It's because I was so quiet for 37 years. And all it really built up in me. I don't think we have to be lonely anymore. I don't think we need to think that we are a mistake anymore. We are loved. We are loved by each other, and we are loved by God. And that is wonderful. And I want everyone to know that. We are loved, and I love you, all of you. I was really messed up when I was little. Okay, I might be a little messed up right now too. Okay, fine. However, even though I messed up, I created an international movement. You know, we're all a little messed up. And that's all right. We don't need to be perfect. I know I am. We can just be who we are. And that is wonderful. I want to tell you a story or two. I was once in a ladies' room at a movie theater, and I came out of the stall, and all of a sudden, the lady who was next to me said, "Hey, you!" And I thought, "Oh no, I need to get out of the bathroom real quick, right?" So I went a few more feet, and another woman said, "Hey," and I went a few more feet, and then another woman put her hand on my shoulder and said, "Hey, ma'am, you're trailing toilet paper." It isn't that they were angry at me. However, I looked at my foot, and there was like 100 yards of toilet paper there. I don't know how it got there. I want to say I was very afraid. However, it worked out okay. And we're all gonna be afraid. It isn't like one day you get over it. We all are going to be afraid. However, if we're all together, if you have unity, we have power. And that's exactly why I'm here right now. Hey, if you want me to, I could talk a little more later on. However, why don't I shut up my mouth and I'll pass it on to someone else who wants to talk. I love you all.